Hey everyone! Do you guys remember Karina? This is her 6 months lock update to the date. 6 months ago we locked her hair. I think your video is like the most viewed video on my YouTube. So this is how her hair is going. I just got through washing it, so we're getting ready to tighten it. Yeah, but it's been 6 months and her hair is doing great. I'll give you guys a closer look to it, but her locks are doing great. I shampooed her hair and didn't have to band. Have you been banding?
I haven't been.
Well, I didn't have to band, baby, so you good. Her hair is so springy. She got the type of springy hair. So we're gonna get her retie going. You want to tell them what you told me earlier? You wish you would have started soon?
Yes, as everyone says, yes, go ahead and get started. Go ahead and do it. You will not regret it. If anything, you'll be mad at yourself for not doing it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead and just do it. It'll be the best decision ever.
Mm-hmm. Woo-hoo,
Yes.
this is pretty. I love her hair. It's so soft. You know, I think people have the common misconception that locks are supposed to be hard. But if you take care of your hair, shampoo it and do everything you need to do, it's not going to be hard at all. So, okay, so you said something and I said I wanted to mention that again. What was it?
Oh, shucks.
She asked about shrinkage and
It's been 6 months. I don't know if it's gotten any longer. I can't really tell.
and you said that does it look shorter to you or longer?
It looks the same length. It looks exactly the same way it did. So, but I'm sure it's grown because I can see the new growth coming in. But the length itself, it looks the same to me.
Yep. So what I was telling her is she has hair that shrinks. Like when you pull her hair, you're like, wow. She has lots of shrinkage. So when you have a lot of shrinkage, it's going to take a minute for you to see your hair growing, or for you to feel like it's growing. And because you see your hair every single day, it's not going to be noticeable to you. And sometimes your hair will shrink to the point where it's shorter than its original length. And it's because it's doing a lot of that stretching and shrinking, stretching and shrinking, stretching and shrinking. So I told her the magic number is year 3. And someone else told you year 3, right?
Year 3, that's the magic number.
Magic number, what I've experienced is year 3, when your hair will drop and it starts growing and you're retaining that length and you're like, whoa, where all this hair came from?
Can't wait.
Yep. So year 3, because you're what, 6 months now?
6 months, yes.
You got some time to go, but that time is gonna fly by so fast.
Right.
So fast.
This first 6 months flew by.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying the journey though. It's been great.
Yes, enjoy it, because once it drops, you're gonna be like, oh, I missed the volume.
Right.
That's one thing. When it's new, you have volume and everything. Once it drops, the volume goes away a little bit.
That's good to know. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not going to be as big or, what you're used to.
I think the length is making it heavier. So it drops a little bit heavier.
Yep. So it gives you more of a straighter look.
I see.
Then you have less texture.
Interesting. That's when the flexi rods and the braid outs and the twist outs come in.
Yes.
Add that volume
Yes.
back to it.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Even my hair, this is like I flat twisted my hair back for just one day, just so I can have some type of wave, some type of texture to it.
Right.
So you can add texture to your hair even when it's locked. I love locks because it's so versatile. You can do whatever you would normally do to natural hair to locks.
Right.
What was the other thing we were talking about? Was it not shrinkage?
Was it something about the parts, the middle part?
Oh,
yes.
So I was tightening her hair, And I said, do you want a middle part or a side part? She goes, I always wear a middle part, but can I continue to wear a middle part? Because she's concerned about, what is it?
Concerned about thinning, maybe the part getting wider from using, doing the same part over and over again.
And what I told her is she doesn't have to worry about that. If your hair starts to thin, a lot of times it's the tension that is being used, not necessarily how the hair is part. Because think about it. You are locked, okay? So that means you have parts, if you have a grid, you have parts all over your head. So because you have parts all over your head, then if it were true that the locks thins out the hair from having this consistent part all the time, then what about these parts right here that are consistent every time? Every time they're being parted down and being locked and it's coming down. So what makes this part different from that part? And some of you guys might say, well, the part over here is pulling this way while this is pulling that way. Then I go back to you and say, well, it's the tension, not the part. So I know some people are very nervous about, I gotta keep swapping my parts. I gotta keep swapping it. If you gotta keep swapping your part because you're concerned about thinning, you need to address the degree of tension that is being used on your locks, not how it's part. So I hope that helped.
That is super helpful. I can keep my middle part.
Yep, because for me, I've been locked 11 years, and every time I get a retightening, I have my part down the middle. Do I always wear my hair in a middle part? No, because I'll wear it down the middle for a little bit, and once it gets old, I flip it. Or sometimes I flip it even after the retie, but since I cut my hair shorter, I can't flip it after the retie because it's too short, so I gotta let it get old a little bit and then flip it. So, but I've always had my part down the middle when I get it tightened. So, I hope that helps. If you guys got more questions about it, please put it in the comments and we can discuss it again. But yeah, that's my best response for you. Now you said your hairline kept coming out.
I was experiencing some slippage right around the hairline area, especially in the front. So instead of like braiding and banding that, I would kind of take out the first row or two and flat twist that down. And
before you shampoo?
Before I shampooed.
Okay.
And then braid and band the rest of my head. And put maybe a little tiny hair tie, like a little clip or barrette at the end of those two flat twists. They would stay in them, long enough for me to wash my hair, and it kind of gave just that extra special attention to the edges because they usually come out of the braids if I did them with the bigger braids. So yeah, and that seemed to be working better.
Yep. So when you have locks that are shorter, especially around the perimeter, keep in mind the hair around the perimeter is softer, most of the time shorter. It's more fragile, so it tends to want to unravel. And then the growth rate for the edges, the hairline, is different. So when you have short locks, just go ahead and braid it down separately. She twisted hers. You could twist, you could braid, but put it in its own island. Twist it and braid it, because if you try to pull it in with the others, although it might seem like it's somewhat in, when you go to wash it, it's going to come out. So put it on its own island, and then don't take it down until your hair is completely dry. A lot of people seem to don't know that. They're like, I band when I shampoo. Well, do you let it dry completely? Well, no. Yeah, you gotta let it dry completely, so it doesn't unravel, because what is causing it to unravel is the water, and if the water is still in there, it's not going to. It's still gonna want to slip. What else have you been experiencing in your 6 months journey?
What else have I been going through?
Have you been styling it?
I have been styling it. I've been all over Pinterest finding styles. I'm loving it. There's so much information out there, and I'm a researcher, so jumping online and finding styles and taking pictures and just trying different things out. I'm loving the fact that I don't have to, I'm not a product junkie anymore. I was definitely one of those natural people that was a serious product junkie.
Mm-hmm.
I had everything, like multiples of them in different brands. Like whatever I saw online, I would buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I use a spray bottle with water and and a drop of It's 10, and that's it. That is my hair care routine on a daily, every other day basis. So, and then I shampoo it, and that's it. It's so easy. It's so refreshing to be able to take that weight off your shoulders of what am I gonna do? How do I style it? Oh, I don't want to wet it because then it's gonna curl up. Then I have to go through this process of straightening it, and we don't have to worry about any of that at all. It's really nice. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm attracting a different type of guy.
What?
This has been fun. So, yeah.
You know what? I gotta tell you a story.
It's the same.
My client won't mind me telling that story. So I had this young lady contacted me through YouTube. She saw my YouTube video. She's like, "Girl, you look like you know what you're talking about. So I want you to lock my hair." So she came and she was telling me this is her second set of locks. And we were talking what happened to the first set, and pretty much she colored her hair and 3 times bleaching with a 50 volume, 3 times in 1 week. So of course her hair fell out. So that's why we were putting it back in after she had to shave her hair bald, wait for it to grow, and start her journey again. So, but she was telling me how, you know, her and her husband, they're so cute. And I was like, oh, how did you guys meet? She was like, well, you know, we were, I went to this restaurant that I normally go to, and the waiter sat me down at this table, and she said, I saw this cute guy. And she said, and he looked at me, I looked at him, and she said, can I come and sit with you and we can have dinner together? I said, oh, girl, you're so bold. I said, you did that? She said, yes, girl. I said, girl, where did you how were you so confident and comfortable with asking a stranger to eat with him?
Right.
She said, girl, I don't know what it is, but I was always just very shy and reserved. But she said, when I got my locks, I just felt sexy. So I knew he wasn't going to turn me down. I said,
yes, girl, yes.
And I can understand where she came, what she was talking about, because, baby, when I got my locks, girl, you can't tell me nothing. It's like you just feel a whole, I don't know, you feel a certain way about yourself. It's like you just know you're sexy. You just know you look good. You just know you got it going on. No matter how the rest of you look. You got your locks. You just feel like a whole different person. But I was like, she said my locks gave me confidence to do stuff like that. Because before, I wouldn't have done it. But I was feeling myself. My locks were, you know, I was looking good. And so I asked him, can I come and sit and eat with him? And he said, yeah. And when her husband came to bring her some food during the install, I'm like, did you think she was crazy? He was like, no, I didn't. I'm like, oh my goodness. I could never.
I love it though.
Never do something like that, because I'm shy. I'm like, let y'all know right now, I'm shy. It might not look like I'm shy in front of this camera, but I would never approach a man. And not because that I'm thinking it's not my place to approach. I'm just shy, y'all. I just can't do it. But go ahead, girl. So you saying it's attracting them. Men love locks now.
Yes, they do.
Men of all colors.
It's, you know, before
all
it's
colors.
like, yeah, you know, you get your attention and whatever, but, you know, you always had to make sure you were looking kind of suited and booted. Now, I can literally walk out the house. You are going to get a compliment every single day. Period. From women and men. Every single day. Like, without, like, no grace period. Like, you have to go ahead and get used to it. People are going to ask you questions. They're going to compliment you. They're going to ask what they are, how long you've had them, every single day. And that confidence boost is amazing.
Wow.
So, to be able to be in your natural state, to just be you and get so much positive attention. So from everyone, this is across the board. This is from different races.
That's what I'm saying.
So this is not just black men. Don't assume that,
girl. Because white men love locks.
Yes,
they love locks. Okay, they love you in your natural state. They do.
Exactly. So yeah.
That is awesome. So if you're not locked yet and you want a man, go ahead and lock your hair now.
Go ahead and do that.
Go ahead and do that. But don't quote me. Don't come back talking about Pauline. I locked my hair and I ain't getting no man. Don't come back to me, okay?
If you lock them and they get their man, they gotta invite you to the wedding.
You gotta invite me to the wedding.
That's what it is.
You gotta invite me to the wedding. If you go ahead and lock your hair and you got a man because you locked your hair, go ahead and invite me to the wedding, okay? Because I'm going to come and support you and be like,
yes. I did that right there. I did that.
That is awesome. I'm so happy to hear that because sometimes, you know, a client once told me, this was, when she locked, it was, you know, before it was popular. Not to say that locks weren't popular back then, but right now I just feel like we're in a phase of locks that I don't know. But before it was popular, before everyone was getting it, when she said she was always hesitant to get locks because she thought it was going to, she was single. And she, you know, she was like, if I get locks, I'm going to remain single. I'm not going to find anybody. Because she just didn't think that locks were going to make her attractive enough to, I guess, find somebody. It's interesting, but I tell y'all, it's the opposite, okay?
It is definitely the opposite. I mean, I've actually asked the guys, you know, what it is, and strength, I mean, men are simple. So,
yes.
To be honest, usually the feedback I get is that you're not going to run from water, so we can go swimming, we can do water activities, and I don't have to worry about your hair. It doesn't take you forever to get ready because you don't have to worry about your hair. It gives the flexibility of, you know, I guess that girl with good hair, I guess you could say, without, you know, but rocking your own natural hair because it's yours. And it's not, you know, someone else's. Don't get me wrong. I love my weaves and everything, but, you know, it's your hair that is long, that is strong, that you're confident in. And that it just makes it so much easier. Men just want your hair to be done. They just want to be done and for it to look good and not get in the way. And this solves all of that. It's always done, no matter if you just woke up and sprayed it and shook it out. It's done. So you don't have to run from the rain, and it looks great on you. They're happy.
Yep.
So I'm like, damn. Sounds like we're on the same page, guys.
That is so awesome.
I love it too.
So I'm just happy to see her hair flourishing. She's had 2 retightenings since she's been locked. My other colleague has done her retightening because when she was supposed to come back for her first retightening, I got sick with COVID, so I had to send her to my colleagues. And I don't know, you said you put yourself on the waiting list. You were trying to get an appointment and couldn't get it.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the summertime. I think you were just super duper busy and I wasn't able to get in.
Yeah, so she had to go back to my colleague. And then I was thinking about her. She wasn't on the waiting list, but I was like, wait a minute. I haven't seen Karina in a minute. So I reached out to her. I'm like, you good? Is your hair done?
I was like, no, I need you.
She's like, no, I need an appointment. I'm like, okay. God must have put you on my heart for a reason.
Yes, it did. So, and I will stay on. I mean, I'm bad with appointments. So I'm the one that's trying to book a plane ticket for a week and a half from now. So like I'm just not good at pre-planning that type of stuff. So I'm working on it though. So yeah. I just need to book it like now. Like in September. So I need it again in November. June, okay. I gotta make sure it looks fresh for my birthday.
When's your birthday again?
February 13th.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be just before my year.
Because we locked what in March?
March 23rd.
March 23rd, and today's the 23rd.
Exactly. So
wow.
Yes.
That's
perfect. So I have to do my before and after pictures and post them like 6-month lock anniversary. So,
yes, enjoy the journey.
I love it.
I always tell people take lots of pictures. Because when you say it's not growing, I'm like, okay, let's go look at pictures from 2 months ago.
Right.
And people are like, oh, okay. It's growing, I just don't see it. It is.
See, especially whenever I need a retie because my roots puff up and it makes the whole thing rise up. Since my roots are so puffy and big, because that's what they do. And it's like, oh, okay, there we go. That's better. I can see it now. I will go take me a picture. Oh, my son loves it. My son wants me to lock his hair down.
Oh, goodness.
I'm like, oh. I mean, if you want, his father's hair is locked, so I get it. Now it's like both his parents. He's like, I want to get.
He's like, I want to listen. I'm in the family too, right?
Right. It's like, hey, you're a boy. It's easy for you. Change your mind, cut it off.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Well, Karina, thank you so much for sharing your 6 months lock journey. I'm spraying leave-in conditioner on her hair. Very light. It does not cause any unraveling. Very light. Some people be like, oh, you can't put conditioner. Yes, you can. You could put a light water-based leave-in conditioner or a aloe vera juice-based leave-in conditioner. So you can, and it'll be a-okay. So we washed and retightened her hair in 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Yes. So fast. So fast.
So it's doing good. I'm glad we did your locks small so you wouldn't so you can have some type of volume because her hair is so fine. But that's it. And her middle part. That's it. Thank y'all for stopping by.